What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hungar, the Starvarian. What up, what up, what up? Happy Monday. I'm here with my boy, Shadow and Son. We're going to talk about whatever the heck we want to talk about. Shadow, what's up, my brother from another mother?
Just chilling, getting ready to start another fantastic week here in uh, almost snowy California. We've got snow in the mountains, so close I could hit it with a 22. And, getting ready for the holidays. Hope everybody's having a great day. And let's see what shakes loose after we turn up the juice.
Yeah, but you're getting a little cut up there. We're getting a little chilly down here. I mean, it dropped down into the 70s today.
Oh,
Almost
jeez.
long sleeve shirt weather.
It's not even 70 in my house with the fireplace going.
Yeah, well, you see, we go through hell for most of the year here in Florida. I mean, just literal hell with the humidity and the heat and everything.
The
So,
humidity I get, the heat
what
I
I
can
did,
go 110 without too
yeah,
much trouble.
yeah,
But
for
I used to
85
live in
degrees.
Virginia. I used to live in Virginia, and the humidity there literally almost killed me. It was just god awful. I don't know how you guys do it, other than the fact that it's Florida, one of the most beautiful places in the world. So
Florida's Florida is hell. I would rather be up in the mountains in Kentucky. If my kids lived in Kentucky, I would live in Kentucky. But I'm going to live where my kids live.
how many kids you got?
Three.
Three.
Plus,
Awesome. I just got the boy who had to ride off to school this morning, all bundled up. Because it might snow later on this afternoon. But he's a trooper riding his bike. When everybody else is getting shuttled back and forth. He's the only kid that rode his bike to school from kindergarten to eighth grade. Now ninth grade. He was in a school of 900 kids. He was the only kid who rode a bike. I rode him, when he was in kindergarten. I rode him in the trailer, on my bike. Kindergarten, he was riding his little bike with his training wheels, and then all the way up to now high school. In high school, there's more kids riding their bikes, obviously, but it
yeah,
was amazing. Nobody would ride their bikes to this day. There's nobody out there, getting some good old fashioned, fresh air and sunshine.
when we were younger, we lived on bikes.
I'm
We
telling you, man.
basically lived on bikes.
Exactly. I'd come home from school, drop off my books, get back on the bike, and we would ride around all day long till the street lights came on. Getting into all kinds of, not necessarily trouble. There were, I'm not gonna lie, we got into some trouble.
We were getting in trouble.
Riding behind the grocery stores, doing stuff you're not supposed to do. But before that,
Yeah,
kids were doing even crazier things than that, riding
we were
around with their
being kids.
22s.
Yeah, we were being kids.
Exactly. And
Like
now,
when we lived in Kentucky, we ran through the Daniel Boone National Forest with 22s. I'm talking
exactly.
about 8, 9 year olds, 12
Yep.
year olds,
Yep.
running through the
Yep.
woods with 22s, going camping on their own and stuff. And now you can't get your kid to go outside to play ball in the yard. But
I know. We don't have a lot of kids in our neighborhood, and unfortunately, Jackie's best friend moved to North Carolina a couple months ago. But they're coming back to stay with us for a couple of weeks during the holidays, and he can't wait. But
nice.
yeah, there's just no kids out. They're just glued to their TV, their cell phone, their laptop, their computer, just wasting their lives away, just weak as can be. It's just amazing.
I've got something neat. Starting at February will be 3 years without me watching network TV.
That is awesome. Yeah, I don't watch TV. I've never been a big TV guy. The last 10 years, you know, uh, Netflix on occasion, but ever since that cuties thing, I'm like done. The only time I watch Netflix is for The Blacklist because it's such a great show.
I love the
You know,
Blacklist. You need to check out Wednesday on Netflix. It's about Wednesday Adams,
oh, okay, yeah.
and it's a funny, cute show.
Jackie's mom was watching it, and I didn't know what it was at first, and then I'm like, oh, okay, Wednesday Addams, got it.
My mom
I
watched
will give it a try. I'm usually with my online with my tablet. You're frozen. There you go. Listening to fellow YouTubers and how-to videos and stuff like that.
Well,
I used to laugh.
Since I got rid of the thumbs down, the how-to videos get a little hard because some of the people don't know what the heck you're talking to or talking about, and then you sit there and watch it, and then you're like, at the end, you're like, that guy was a moron.
Yeah, I watch a lot of everyday carry videos lately. Because I never leave the house without a bunch of crap. Whether it's my lighter, my knife, my tear gas,
Speaking
my
of
pew
knife,
pew. Pardon?
my aunt made me a knife.
Really?
I call it the Mountain Man. Here it is in the scabbard that she handmade.
That's beautiful.
Bone and wood handle with the H for Hungar. Wow.
That's nice. I have a Bowie knife. A friend of mine gave me when I was 14. I still have it. That makes it 41 years old. I've had it. I never let go of anything. My wife calls me a holder instead of hoarder because she doesn't know the word hoarder. So she calls me a holder, which, I guess it makes sense because I hold on to freaking everything. But yeah, you know what? Let me show you this. I just got this.
This is the second knife she's ever made.
Really?
Made it out of a leaf spring.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't let go of that sucker.
Oh, it's going to go to my daughter when I die.
I was going to say you get buried with it, but yeah, that's better. A little selfish to get buried with stuff unless,
my daughter
gets
my daughter gets my firearms, my Otis. She's already got my grandma's 38. My grandma had a 38 that my grandfather bought like 60 years ago. And Smith & Wesson, little 5-shot 38. That's my daughter's. She's got 22 and she gets my Mosin.
Yeah, I don't know if my boy can handle the stuff that I would leave him just yet. I've got a Desert Eagle, and he can't even wrap his fingers around the handle. He's 14, but little hand. He's got little Trump hands. Here, check this out. I got this.
Nice.
I got this at a swap meet. I used to collect Gil Hibben knives.
Nice.
I used to have one of these along with all the other Hibbens. This is the Double Shadow. It goes for about $100 if you can find them. I talked the guy down to $40.
See, I collect a lot of I look, especially when I'm in Kentucky. They got a lot of the swap meets and stuff up there. Case XX pocket knives. I've got
those are good.
I got me a sod buster. I've got the yellow handled double bladed case. I got a bunch of Case XX knives. I mean, those are what I like, and I like to give those as gifts to like my brother and my dad and stuff.
That's funny. We're a big knife and sword family here too. The little guy's taking fencing right now.
Yeah,
and he's
a pocket knife. It's a tool. You need a pocket knife. You need a pocket knife.
And if things were different, I'd make him carry one to school. But that's not okay. Even when I was a kid, that wasn't okay. I remember distinctly I knew a kid in kindergarten who got busted. The teacher didn't even know. I mean, he wasn't playing with it. It was just in his pocket, and he was just kept putting his hands in his pocket, fiddling with it. And the teacher's like, "What's in your pocket?" He's like, "Oh, damn!" Pulled it out, little tiny pocket knife. But yeah, little guy's got a collection of swords now and knives that just drive his mom crazy because every time we go to the gun show, we pick up something. I've got a nice collection of swords myself. I've got no reason to ever use them. If shit goes down,
they're cool.
I know. Hey, have you ever seen this? Hold on. You might have seen this, but just because we're talking goofy shit.
Oh, Oh, you got a freaking saw blade axe.
Yeah, I'm good friends with the company that makes these, Cracking Skulls on Instagram. This is about $1.50. But when I picked this up at the gun show, everybody there was just like, "What the hell is that?" Of course, the guy, he makes these by hand, and I've got a couple of them now. And
Cracking skulls, you say?
Cracking Skulls, yeah.
That would be a
And
perfect gift for my roommate. He loves shit like that.
they've also got baseball bats that have been built into dwarven hammers, just like giant, huge ass, mallets at the end. I've got another one that's just got, like 5-inch spikes in it. I also picked up this last time I was there.
Nice.
It's a bastard sword. I actually had to arm wrestle my son because he wanted to buy it with his money, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. You go find something else. This one's too big for you. We
stream. Welcome to the stream.
Morning. How you guys doing? It's a beautiful day in our neighborhoods, and we're just talking tools and toys, I guess, for the moment.
They bounce, but if you're in the stream, hit that like button.
Hells yeah. So our esteemed governor decided that gun shows on not private land are no longer okay here. So now our regular gun show has been canceled at the fairgrounds. So the next time we've got a caravan up to Ontario to hit the next gun show. So that's going to be kind of a drag, but at the same time, when we went last month, we bumped into one of Jackie's, not only one of his D&D friends, but one of the kids in JROTC with him, and his whole family, and his dad's based, as you can imagine. And we decided we're gonna start going to the gun shows together, family and caravan up there, because we don't just go there to buy guns. You can't really buy a gun at a gun show, regardless of what the liberal media would have you think. You can go and you can pay for it, and then you could wait 10 days for the regular legal things, unless you're buying black powder, which
10 days. I go to the gun store, I buy a gun, I walk out.
Yeah, we can't do that here. You've got to wait the 10 days, and I don't have a problem with that.
I got my carry permit, so I've been through all the FBI background checks, and they run a quick background check on me. It always comes back good. And I walk out with a pistol, rifle, whatever I want. I'm going to have you take over the show for a few minutes. I need to go AFK.
No problem. No, I'm kidding, folks. How you guys doing? This happens to various people. It's happened to me. Something, gets in the way. Life's got to take precedence over us just goofing around. But hope you guys are all having a great holidays and not letting inflation get you down, because it's biting everybody in the butt. I even talked to some people in various states. I even talked to my banker who's in another state. He didn't even know that when they calculate the old inflation rate, we're at 8%, some crazy stuff like that. They don't actually count food and groceries and things like that into that old percentage. So that 7-8%, whatever BS they want to call it, that's not even true. Food has gone up in some cases 50 to 150%. Go try finding some eggs right now and get back to me. It's insane. Eggs went from $4 for 18 eggs where I live to $14 for the same amount of eggs in a year. That's just BS. That can't be because of the price of gas. That's other things in play. So be careful out there, folks. If you can, find a deal, like I always tell people, your grocery bill is the only bill that's not set in stone. So if you got to go like a month on ramen or some, really cheap ass thing to just get you through, you'd be amazed how much money you can save if you're a little bit careful. And I highly recommend you get careful and start stocking up.
I eat ramen all the time anyway.
Oh yeah, we love it. You know, it's funny when I first started buying Jackie's mom was like, "Oh, that stuff's awful. That stuff's awful. It's no good for you." And sure enough, it gets cold, and she's like, "Where's those noodles?" And I'm like, "What noodles?" You know, and now it's cold. You want something warm for lunch or what have you. Boom, you're done, and it fills you up, and
I don't
yeah, it's
remember.
got a lot of salt in it, but all you got to do is just not use all the flavor packet or whatever,
I
because that's where
doctor
all the
mine up
salt is.
anyway. I like to put fish sauce, oyster sauce, sesame oil, and some hot sauce, some
Yep.
sriracha.
Or you can take like we do sometimes. We'll take one of those cans of chicken, excuse me, and just pop that in there,
Mhm.
and you got something a little bit more substantial. And for like,
Egg, do a soft boiled egg.
excuse me,
That boy in there.
and for 50 cents a meal compared to I know a lot of people that do fast food for lunch every single day. $10 for lunch. I'm like, that's where your money's going. Your disposable income is all tied up in your grocery bill, and if you can find a way to lighten that load, especially right now around the holidays, a year from now, you'll thank yourself if you find a way to, knock a couple $100 off your grocery bill. You're not going to notice it. It may allow you to splurge and go out to eat a little more often. Something nicer. Just to celebrate or just to indulge or what have you. But right now, it's just so crazy the amount things have gone up for no real good reason.
I don't do fast food a lot. I mean, like
Me
the other day,
neither.
I picked my middle daughter up from school, and I took her to Zaxby's to get her some chicken fingers after we had to take care of some stuff. And then like every once in a while, when I drive by a Culver's, I stop and get some cheese curds because cheese.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that's about it. I mean, I don't do McDonald's because
Haven't eaten McDonald's in years. Even when the McRib comes out, I'm just like, I'm done.
I don't need it. Every once in a while, I have to go get me some chicken nuggets because I do like the chicken nuggets. But
Yeah, I'm a bigger fan of their fries, but I haven't eaten at McDonald's in probably about 5 years. I just won't do it anymore. And the few fast food places,
I will eat at Checkers. I think they're called Rallies out there where you're at.
we have Rallies or Carl's Jr. or Sonic. They're all like the same company as far as I know.
What's up, Mike Strongo?
Morning, sir.
See what I used to do in Iowa. Check that out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What we used to do in Iowa is we lived near a bunch of the Amish. So we would buy 2 pigs because if you buy a pig and you can give it to the Amish to raise, and they will raise that pig. And when it's time to slaughter, they will slaughter and you get half. So we'd buy 2 pigs, give it to the Amish, and when it was slaughter time, they would slaughter one, give us one, and they'd keep one. So it cost them food and everything, but I didn't have to.
You get a full pig for that's a lot of food. You'd be surprised, how much bacon and chopped and baby backs or whatever you'll get out of that. Us city folks have no clue what's really going on when you're buying things like that. It's one of the reasons I can't wait to get out of here and get into Texas ASAP, because there's so many of our fellow YouTubers and friends out there, Omen and Bruce, and I don't want to give every.
I love Texas. Great food, great people.
Yep. Except for that one place that we're not going to talk about, but yeah, I would be there already, but the little guy, with as well as he's doing in JROTC in school, it's just not the right time to do that. He's his CEO told him if he does this again next year, he's going to make lieutenant right off the bat. And he wants to go career, or at least put in a couple of terms in the Air Force, and going in through JROTC like he's planning will get him pretty far make his life easier. I mean, it's chair force, so how hard can it be? You know,
We
um,
have James has a nephew, and he went through college engineer, and then joined the Navy. So he's going in as officer, of course.
mhm.
So he's doing his training right now, which is really exciting. And he will probably end up doing a career officer in the Navy. But hey, what's up, fat gamer? How much you get out of a pig when slaughter doesn't surprise me? When I was 6 years old, my parents had a couple of pigs slaughtered, and I watched. Yeah, we used to do that all the time in Kentucky. My grandparents would raise a couple of pigs a year and slaughter them up. Because when I lived in Kentucky with my grandparents, um,
Wow.
the only thing we ever bought from the store was like sugar, flour, and coffee,
Hmm.
salt and pepper, stuff like that. Everything else that we ate, we raised and we grew.
Well, how do you grow
And
chocolate?
food, huh?
How do you grow chocolate?
Cocoa powder. My grandparents would buy cocoa powder and make fudge. But
I'm
food
just teasing.
tasted food tasted so much better. My grandma used to make a dessert gravy called chocolate gravy.
Really?
And oh yeah, you put it on biscuits, leftover biscuits, and man. But we used the whole pig. My grandmother made head cheese, would use the intestines for sausage casings,
Hmm.
everything. And you would not believe how much food you get out of, you know, you can get a pig that weighs like 500-600 pounds
Yep. Or more.
or
You
more.
know, depending. I mean, I've seen 800s. You know,
Yeah,
that's.
and the food tastes better.
Oh yeah, it
The
does.
food
Yeah, it does.
tastes better.
Yeah. And with Jackie's mom having lupus, you know, she can't even eat a lot of things normal folks can eat. You know, and you know, anytime she eats something that she's not supposed to, she pays for it for a week. And I'm like, you know, that's why I stopped eating. You know, the foods that I was eating. You know, I'm not going to give up bacon, but you know, if I cut out, you know, the vegetable oil and a lot of the sugar and all this processed crap. Now, mind you, we've got a nice store of canned foods and pastas, rice and beans and stuff in case you know things ever get bad. But you know, the fresher it is, the better it is. It's just logic. I mean, if you just common sense think about it, you know, they've got to do things to food so that it will last longer unless they do nothing to it because, you know, it's like a head of lettuce. There's no
Yeah.
way you can do anything with a head of lettuce other than eat it as fast as you can. Bananas, same thing. I suppose you could, you know, do something with bananas, but I can't think of anything. They turn, you know, black, you know, by the time you get them home from the grocery store as it is, you know. So the more you can save, the more you can, you know, stock and prep and you know, save a buck or two, the better off you'll be. And you know, this time of year, you know, we've got a, you know, my family all passed away except one relative I have left. But on Jackie's side, they've got a, you know, a relatively normal sized family. You know, going to be visiting for the holidays. We're going to have house guests with Jackie's best friend and his best friend's sister and mom going to be staying with us for like 2 weeks, I think. All that stuff adds up, you know, and you know if you can save a buck or two so that you know you can put more under the tree or more back into your bank or you know more into your larder or your you know your storage bin for a rainy day.
The
You
better.
know, we always, you know, we rotate our stuff. So, you know, when I buy something, I replace it and bring the older, you know, stuff. You know, canned foods will last 5 years. You know,
First in, first out. Yeah.
yep, exactly. Just you know, stock up and prepare, guys, because you know the more you can save in the next couple of weeks, or even you know, Valentine's Day is right after Christmas, and those of you with significant others, you know, you can't miss that day without paying for it for a whole freaking year, if not the rest of your life. You miss
All four
one
of my
Valentine's
girlfriends
Day.
know. All four of my girlfriends know that they do not get anything for Valentine's Day. And
Right, but
I personally do not accept any Christmas gifts. I tell all my friends and family anything you would like to spend on me for Christmas, spend it on my kids instead.
Right. But when you've got other people like kids, you want to do what you can. You want to do the best for them.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
I
well,
buy kids. I buy kids presents. I buy all the kids a present for Christmas. But for me personally, I don't accept birthday gifts. I don't accept Christmas gifts. And my birthday is like 2 weeks after Christmas. My birthday is New
oh,
Year's Day.
oh, wow.
So I tell everybody, if you're going to spend anything on me, spend it on my kids. So if you want to buy, I tell my parents, if you want to buy me something for my birthday, use that money for Christmas instead on my kids. Because I like to spoil my kids, especially on holidays.
Absolutely.
And I
You
look
know,
at it this way. They've gone through so much stuff with me being sick in the last few years that they deserve it.
yeah, yeah. And you want to, not to bring it down or anything, but you never know how much time you got, and every second you can spend it and spoil it on others is
It's a
it's
beautiful thing.
priceless.
Yeah,
It's priceless.
I'm just excited. It's been almost 2 weeks since I've been in the hospital.
Well, we are so happy. The family, because I'm not going to say the C word. Everybody out there is just ecstatic. Look at your numbers. That ought to be an indicator how much you're loved out there.
That drives me crazy. I don't know how I don't make any videos and I've got subscribers.
Because we just love you, man.
Yes.
You're an inspiration to all of us old farts, who look at a hospital visit as one step closer to hell or one step into hell. Most of us would be absolutely miserable, and we see you, just living the dream, loving it, not letting it get you down, coming on, various streams and what have you, just brightening everybody's day. It's as simple as that, buddy.
You gotta have fun in life, regardless of what your situation is. You gotta enjoy life because it's a finite thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
While you're here, you got my philosophy. I said it yesterday when Connor was on my stream. I know I don't have a lot of time. So if I can make somebody smile, make somebody happy, make somebody's day, especially nurses have a rough job. Techs at the hospital have a rough job.
Oh God, yeah.
So it's like my whole go. I'm going to be there. I'm not going to be miserable.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make the people who have to be there to take care of us idiots have a better day, because a lot of patients are just jerks. They really are. And I can understand they're sick, they don't feel good, they're in pain and stuff like that. I just worked my way through that. And if I can make somebody who's having a bad day have a better day just by telling them a stupid joke and making them laugh, then I've done my job as a human.
Well, not only that, something you may not even realize, but when you do stuff like that, it passes on to the next person. That nurse or technician or what have you who was having a crappy day could go on to make a horrendous mistake, or something like that, and you brightening up their day and cheering them up, and maybe get their blood flowing a little bit more properly, a little better. You might be saving lives just by being you, just by cheering somebody up. The next patient they go see, they're going to go in with a little bit, lighter heart and better attitude, so that then that makes that patient feel better. And then that patient will, spread it, or the technician will come in and, go back to the lab, a little bit, more focused, a little bit, more into the job instead of dreading every second they're there. Because I know a lot of people that work in the medical profession, and it's grueling. It's a thankless job, and if it weren't for those people, a good chunk of the people here on Earth right now would not be here. And
and I look at it this way: when I make them happy, even when they're not my nurse or techs, they still come into the room to see me and give me hugs and wish me a good day and stuff. It works out for me too. Having cute girls hug me and tell me that they hope and I'm having a good day. I was on a live stream with James. My tech came in and she looked, she's like, "That's your brother, isn't it?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're cuter than he is." I was like, Yeah, I am a 60s. I know this. I can't help it. But yeah, you gotta have. We were put here for a reason,
Yep.
and we experience happiness because we're supposed to be happy. God wants us to be happy. So if we're sitting around gloomy all day, we're going against God's plan.
Yeah.
You know, suck on some helium, lighten up, and have a good day. It's that simple.
I'm stealing that, man. That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. And I listen to Salty Cracker first thing in the morning. So damn, that's pretty good, man.
You know, just have a good day. It's not that hard. Be nice. No. It is not that hard.
You know, the best of us here on YouTube, that's kind of what we do. You know, people like yourself and your brother and Fritz over on GM's Alcove, ourselves to a lesser extent. GM's Alcove. He's one of the best out there, you know. And
everybody says I've got the best name on YouTube.
Yeah. I was thinking you should call these shows Breakfast with Hungar.
That's what we're going to start doing. I'm thinking Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I'm there.
Any of you other people want to come into the show, just send me a message or type it in chat. I'm willing to have guests. I'm always guest on other people's shows, so I don't mind. I mean, I want to have guests on my show.
Yeah. So, well, you're gonna be a regular on our Saturday night chat, whether you like it or not. Even if you can't stay the full 2 hours. You know, last week we couldn't do a show because the little guy had a JROTC parade, and that took most of the day. When we finally got home, he got a call from his best friend in North Carolina. You know, the kid I talked about, and he's like, let's play on the Xbox together. I'm like, or PlayStation or whatever. And I'm like, okay, dude, do it.
Kids got obligations. Awesome.
Yeah, and you know, I can't do the show without my boy. I've tried it before, and it just, you know, even if he just sits there and, you know, just listens, I want him in the show. And you know, that's his thing. You know, his best friend from kindergarten to now, you know, moved away, and you know, he took it like a trooper. You know, no tears, nothing like that. And so if he gets the opportunity to, you know, even if it's online, it's like you go and do your thing. And then our good friend Grim, he couldn't make it. His puppy had some issues, and he was just miserable. Just, you know, so I'm like, okay, you know, we'll just do it next week, which is also I don't have a game with Bruce. So even though it's technically Christmas Eve, no, not next week isn't Christmas Eve, but next week we will do a Saturday show. You'll be there. Grim will be there. Bo will be there. Kai will be there. Jackie will be there. And we'll talk some sort of sci-fi, you know, whatever. But, you know, that's, I think, a greater part of what the best of us do is we try to make everybody's day a little better, even if it's only for 15 minutes or whatever time you can spare. If you're a good YouTuber, you're not thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about your numbers, your subscribers, your views, all that. That doesn't matter. I kind of wish those numbers were, you know, unavailable, just so that people would be there for the right reason. They would be there just, you know, not for any clout or anything, but just to be who they are, brighten people's days, you know, shoot the breeze with good friends, and, you know, just make the world a better place, you know. Yeah, we've been through a lot these last 2 years.
I don't care about the numbers. I just think it's insane that I've got so many. I don't know why. But I just want to have fun. I mean, I have nothing else to do except play video games, watch anime, and goof off on YouTube. When my kids
you're gonna be in a hell of a game starting next month. I'm gonna be going through the Dwarven Splat book. Even though we're gonna technically be playing first edition, I use a lot of second edition rules. So have no fear. Your Dwarven character will hopefully be one of your favorites.
I can't wait for that game.
I hope you like High Seas Adventures and you don't mind, you know, being a dwarf on a boat. But rest assured,
I just sink to the ground. I sink to the bottom.
Well, hopefully, that won't happen too many times. Well, because once is bad enough and could be the end. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it myself. I've wanted to run this specific campaign for a long time. I love ocean voyages. I don't do them myself. I've been on a boat a couple times, but I'd rather keep my feet on terra firma, if you know what I mean.
Nah,
But I've always wanted.
going out in the ocean. I've been out in the ocean. We went out on me and one of my uncles. We went out. We had like a 10-foot flat bottom aluminum boat. We're out fishing. It's like, hey, let's go through the docks. There's 5-foot waves. We're like, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
If
So
I lived back in the day, I would have been a sailor.
me too, probably. I just, I grew up going to the beach every freaking day, surfing and body surfing and boogie boarding, until Jaws came out. Then that put a kibosh on that for a few years. That movie scared the living crap out of me as a kid.
It scared everybody as a kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I've just been wanting to run this game for a good long time. And now I finally got, a bug up my ass and some good players who want to be there. James L is going to be there. Fritz might be there. Max might be there. Depending on the exact day we can get it, Cal, and hopefully Iron Man will be there too. But again, it's all about scheduling and what day is okay for everybody. And
I want to say something real quick. Of course, Shadow will not mind you watching the game, The Fat Gamer. That's one of the reasons why we're going to be playing the game, correct? We're putting it on YouTube, right?
I don't know how I'm going to do that. If I do it on YouTube, I can only have 6 people in the screen. If I do it on Discord, I can have a lot more. But Fat Gamer, I'm on Discord. You can watch, I think, if you join the Discord, and because you can have like 100 people there. I guess that's why it's called Discord. Hey, mages! But I'll just look me up on Discord and join my friends group or whatever. The Shadow and Sun, just like you see here, and you're absolutely welcome to do it. I'm a big fan of that Palladium book myself, although the second edition version of it is better because it changes the professions with some of the skills and things like that, makes them a little bit better. But yeah, I absolutely adore High Seas Adventures, whether it was Elric, Narnia, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, the Earthsea trilogy, even the old cartoon. You guys remember Pirates of Darkwater?
Yeah, Moby Dick.
There's another good one. Treasure Island. I'm going to use every single, piratey high seas adventure trope, mermaids and sea monsters and all that good crap, and just run the game I've always wanted to run, which is one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been told and like to share. When you're a dungeon master, do that. I'm going to be running Advanced Dungeons and Dragons mages, but we were talking about the Palladium Adventures on the High Seas book because it was such a big help, as well as the Splat books from second edition. But as a dungeon master, run the game you'd want to play in. That way, at the very least, you can say you did it, and you can live a little vicariously through the NPCs you run along with the players. And if they don't like it, at least you played the game that you wanted to play, the game you wanted to be in. Because, let's face it, as dungeon masters, it's real hard to get to be a dungeon master in a game that you really enjoy. Some of us have a hard time letting go of the steering wheel, and I'm telling you, after a year hiatus of dungeon mastering, not quite a year, I've had some of my best experiences as a player. I've been a forever DM for over 40 years. This is the first time I've got to play in over 25 years as a player. Just let go of the wheel. Let the DM do what he's doing. Have faith and trust in him and enjoy the ride. And, if it don't work out, then, go back and create a campaign that addresses some of those issues. Learn from it so that you don't make the same mistakes and put your players through the little issues that you may have found along the way. And run a game that you want to be in. And I'm pretty sure you'll find out that everybody's going to have a great time.
I want to say something real quick about my t-shirts. Hey,
No
Squirrel
problem.
Army.
Just, buddy.
I am not taking any of the profits from them. All proceeds made from t-shirts will be donated to the Wounded Warrior Project.
That's a great idea. And expect an order from the boy and I. I got to take care of Christmas first, and
Of course.
I don't do a lot of online transactions whatsoever. Up until this year, I've never done so. I don't have a credit card. I've never needed one. Always done cash and cash only, especially when I go to the Pew Pew store. It's cash only, not having my bank go, oh, you know what I'm saying, folks?
Yeah.
But I will be buying one large and one medium for me and the boy, and we will rock those shirts like nobody else. Maybe we should get shirts too, huh? What do you think?
Yeah.
We're working on a not a new logo, but an image of the boy and I back to back, pew pews or what have you, like we're in the middle of, one of them life and death, situations where it's just him and I, lone wolf and cub style. Ever since he was a little boy, we've talked about those kind of, fictional stories together, especially traipsing through the desert with our bikes when we got to walk them, to the next part of, sidewalky areas, because out here they got goat heads that just, are magnetized toward bicycle tires. And we'd always, talk our little fantasy story of, it's the end of the world and zombies are everywhere. It's just you and me, bud. What are we going to do kind of thing? And I guess that's why he turned out the way he did. And hopefully those of you guys out there with kids will get to spend some time like that and share this wonderful hobby with them. And it doesn't have to be fathers and sons. It can be fathers and daughters, mothers and sons, mothers and daughters, nieces and nephews, whatever. But, let's get that next generation up to speed. Can we?
Yeah. Hey, Squirrel, if you want to jump in, you're welcome, brother.
Yeah, I've never met Squirrel face to face. I say hi to you all the time. There's so many people out there that, I'm hoping to get to meet, like this face to face, where we can just, get to know one another and, make a new friend every day. If you can do that, your life is going to be, richer than you can imagine.
Yeah, we got about 15 more minutes on the stream, Squirrel. Go ahead and hop on. Tell us what's going on. I've been watching your shorts with the terrain, which is awesome.
Oh, sheesh. I did not know you had a channel, Squirrel. Consider me subbed as soon as the show is over.
Yeah, Squirrel Hermit does a lot of good mini and terrain videos, and he's just a cool dude. He really is.
Yeah, we do a lot of that stuff too. We do like 4 craft videos a month, whether it's making a miniature from scratch or making some terrain or something like that, along with our painting videos. So we could always, benefit from some advice from an old hand at it.
Yeah, Michael, I'm with you. If I'm not interested in a game, I'll run it for a few months and then be like, okay, we're going to change games. If I'm down with the game, I'm going to run that game forever. What up, Squirrel?
Nice to meet you, bro.
It's good seeing you, Shadow.
Just
Good seeing you. Do you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A little echoey, but you're good.
Okay, cool.
Just talking about whatever
down.
comes to mind.
I'm
Dude,
down in the basement, so.
You're lucky you got one.
Those
Yeah,
shorts you've been
and a dry one, too.
Those shorts you've been posting are really good, dude. With the terrain.
Good. I'm glad you're liking them. Yeah. Go ahead and check it out, Shadow. I think you'll get a kick out of.
Oh yeah. Even if I hated your channel, dude, I'd still sub and hit you with a thumbs up every once in a while. Us old guys, we got to stick together and make this online family bigger and bigger every day. The more of us out there that could. Yeah, that's a nice setup you got down there, bud.
Yeah, it's not bad. Let's see if I can change.
A lot of space.
Yeah, you gotta.
You're up in the mountain country.
I gotta duck and crouch, but once you're sitting down, it doesn't matter. You're sitting down.
Yeah,
you're up in the mountain country, ain't you? Where I want to be.
So,
Girls are hillbilly.
Yes, hillbilly, you got that right. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that, my friend.
you'll get a kick out of what I've been doing lately. I mean, I do some game stuff, some reviews, and some. I went through Harn Master, the rules and stuff, and the character creation, a little bit of combat.
That's pretty old school, man.
But yeah, it's nothing fancy. It's just hanging out and sharing stuff,
Like
Yeah.
we do.
That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
I've never scripted a show in my life. I don't
Well,
plan
me
on
either.
scripting a show.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. When we do our awards show every New Year's, let everybody know who our favorites are out there. We do script a little bit of that, and we've done a little bit of cards, to keep us on track. But for the most part, we're cruising up on 500 episodes, and yeah, we're not real big on scripting and getting fancy. It's just the two of us, just like you would see us in real life, no fake airs, none of that crap. It's just, a father and son, having fun, hoping we can encourage more people out there to do that. You got kids, Hermit?
Yeah, I got a son. He's 17.
Is he a gamer?
It's weird. He is, but only if we go to when we have our annual father and son outing. We go to Gary Con. He loves the con. He loves playing at cons, but as far as like sitting at the table with us, no.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got a 17-year-old daughter, Squirrel. We should
Uh-oh.
introduce him.
Oh,
Yeah, the only reason I wouldn't recommend that is because I'm a firm believer there needs to be a big age difference. Not huge, like 30 years, but I think the guy needs to be older than the girl. Not only does he need to be older, but he needs to be taller. Words of wisdom from an old guy who knows what he's talking about. Girls need to literally look up to their dude.
well,
I'm not. But
my son's like 6'2", so
not going to be a problem.
he's
Gotcha.
a tall
My
fella.
wife is 15 years younger than me. One of my current girlfriends I have is only 24.
Well, I mean,
Living the dream, buddy. Living the dream.
I mean, I'm not. Hey, go for it. Go for it. He just. Well, yeah, you.
Even,
script that.
even scripting this right now, dude. Oh my God. Okay. You're killing me, man.
How dare you with your sorcery?
Mages, if you want to hop on, the link's there. You're always everybody's always welcome on my chill streams.
Yeah, I usually a lot of my shows, Hungar knows. I usually, hey, anyone wants to hop on, send me a message, a comment, whatever, and say, let me jump in, and I don't mind. Why not? We're just here sitting blabbing nerd stuff, anyways. What?
Yeah,
Yep.
All my streams are chill streams. All my
Right.
chill
Well,
streams are chill. I don't
it's
care
getting
what we
harder
talk about.
though for me. It's getting harder. I either need to do more chill streams or something because you can only have so many people, and on our Saturday night thing, I invariably I have to tell somebody you're gonna have to be our guest next week because we got a bunch of regulars. Hungar, he's always going to be there. And we can't have as many people as we want. Mages, hey, great to hang out with you, man.
Hey, Meiji baby.
All right, give me one sec. I gotta switch the headset so there's no echo.
All right. Also, Shadow, I'm going premium on StreamYard, so I can have as many people as I want.
I've tried. I've thought about that with having 10 people, but I don't know if any of you guys watch T-Shirted Historian. That's just a cluster. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With 10 people all trying to talk at once.
We could run your game on mine if you want.
There we go. Sorry about that. I just had to switch the audio in.
No worries. You know what? I will think about that. Because I could even just, do the 10 thing myself, just for the gaming purposes to have more people. But I'll have to give it some thought.
I think there's a lot of people out there who would like to see this game.
I know there is. I've been talking, how good a DM I am for so long that people are like, all right, time to put up or shut up.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
like, whoa, guys, just a friendly game, Come on, there's no money on it. We're not playing for greenbacks or anything. We're just trying to have a good time, you know. But you know, I've got Max Liao and Fritz from GM's Alcove. You get a couple of heavy hitters like that, and people are like, "Oh, we want to see that. We want to watch you fail." I'm like, "You
I don't know
can't
about that.
fail."
We want to at least tune in and see, you know, just to see.
I'm going. I guess I'm going to have to go longer than an hour on this stream. I've got these guests now. We're going to chill out for a bit.
Well, I can't stay on too long. I have to head out in about 10:15. But I figured I'd pop in and say hello.
I had to go get some Starbucks this morning because coffee is life.
Starbucks.
So catch me up. What you see? You're starting an AD&D game, and you're contemplating streaming it, or are you just going to record and post? What's the scoop?
I'm really not even sure about the technical side. I'm just trying to, you know, corral my players because there's a lot of people who want to run in the game. It's going to be a high seas adventure on a very much water world sort of planet, you know, like Pirates of Dark Water or the Earthsea trilogy, just most of the time at sea. You know, every once in a while stopping for an adventure or maybe going underwater to check out that underwater temple. You know, all the tropes of a high seas adventure with a couple of different spins on things. You know, because most people, when they do any sort of high seas adventure in Dungeons and Dragons, it's like just a part of the bigger story. You know, they'll have to go to the island or something, and then the rest of the game is back on land. And I'm like, no.
So you basically want Sea Trek.
Kinda, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. You know, I want the ship to be, you know, a place where they can train and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a video game, Suikoden 3 or 4, where the whole thing was like that. The boat was your training area, and there were shops on the boat. And, you know, I don't want to make it that sort of video gamey, you know, but I do want them to go from port to port, you know, things like that. But, you know, just get all those high seas adventure pirates and sea monsters and mermaids, all those tropes into one big long game and see how long we can go for with, you know, mostly a sandboxy, you know, way of playing and see where it takes us. You know, obviously there's some big bad guys that need stomping and you know, and dealing with and you know, the world does have a timer and certain events are going to happen. And if they don't do certain things might get a little darker. But you know, I don't want to, you know, railroad them on my story. It's not that. It's about, you know, some players that I never thought I'd get to play with. You know, when you're playing with your buddies, you know, they get used to you and they put up with stuff. And they're, I'm not going to say they're lesser quality players, but there's so much familiarity that you know, you forgive a lot and you know. You can easily break out of character, and I want as little of that as possible, and I get a chance to know some of these people that I've been hanging out with for the last couple of years, and really get to know them in a way that, you know, if something happens to me, they'll always have this game to remember, you know, and hopefully, you know, I'll be around for a good long time so we can, you know, turn this into a 10-year long campaign. Because I don't know about you guys, but
for a long time, I'm here for a good time, guys.
and you've got a seat at the captain's table as long as there's a captain's table.
That's right.
Somebody said the other day when I did a live, yesterday I did a live, and they brought out, it's like, we know your health situation, Hunger. We know you're sick. We know you're dying. You got to do more videos because when you're gone, that's pretty much all that we got left. So I'm like, cool, not a problem. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to this game. I want to play this game. Mages, I love how you do a puppet on all your videos. That's just freaking hilariously awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why Mages, you're not way up there, you know, in one of the, you know, upper echelons of YouTubers. I don't know what it is. The
puppet is a niche acquired taste, I think. I've had enough people sign up and then leave.
If you can't get on board with that, there's something seriously wrong with you, and you need to pull that stick out of your ass. Because, you know, anybody who's taking this game too seriously, they can't handle a puppet, really needs to up their meds or something. Because, damn, your show is hysterical. You know,
meds. Before I started, I had to freaking take 17 meds in the morning.
Just, I mean, seriously, if there was a D&D channel on TV, it wouldn't be complete without your show. You know what I mean? I'm serious. It's not so kiddie, that grown-ups can't enjoy it, and it's not so adult that kids can't participate. It's right there in the middle, and I really wish I would have seen your channel earlier, but just sometimes those things happen.
That's all I got to say about the puppet mages.
That's pretty funny. It does, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good show. I stumbled upon it late, I guess, but I love it, man. It's great. It's a good time.
So, Hungar, I guess you're going to cosplay as Merlinster Gandalor at some point, right? You're going to show up with the hat and the crimson robe.
Sure, I'm down like a clown, Charlie Brown. I give 0 F's about anything. Hey, red hat.
Yeah, well, you're halfway there. You just need the
Little
gold-
Scally. Is that a Boston Scally?
the crescent
Of
moon
course.
and a pointed Gandalf hat. Yeah.
This is all I wear. The only kind of hat I wear this and wear a cowboy hat, and that's
Yeah,
it.
I have Boston Scally. I have a couple
No.
different ones.
I've
They're nice.
got a couple of beanies. I've got one that says "Let's go Brandon" because
Well,
I think
yeah,
it's hilarious.
you guys.
And my mom bought me a Grinch beanie with the
Yeah, that Grinch one's pretty funny. I'm actually, our good friend James L. Wants to see me in a puritanical hat doing the Solomon Kane, but I'm more a Doc Holliday guy.
You would look cool with a puritanical hat. You would
Yeah,
pull up a Solomon Kane with that hair and the black clothes and shit. Oh, here comes
If I could find one of those hats, I'd buy it today. But
Oh, Fez.
damn!
Yeah. Justin, what's up, buddy?
Classic.
Bezorama. Look them up. They do. This is. I mean, it was like $100, but man, is it a quality felt hat, Fez? It's nice.
I've always wanted a Fez. I would rock the hell out of a Fez.
Bezorama. Look them up.
Writing it
Oh.
down, squirrel.
I'm Canadian, so when I wear a hat, it's just pretty much a toque.
It's real nice. I mean, it's got the vent holes. It's
Really? Wow. I know my boy would love that too.
they make all kinds of obviously colors and patterns. There's Cthulhu ones. There's you name it. Look into them. I recommend.
I wrote the name down, because funny thing about my boy, those of you guys who've ever met him, he's a great kid, and that's just not just me being a dad. I ask him what he wants for Christmas every year. You know what he asks for? Nothing.
My son's the same way. I could say, hey, what do you want? He's whatever, nothing. I mean, even when he was a young, real young lad, most kids, they go into a store. Hey, mom, can I get this? Hey, dad, can I have this? I want, gimme. My kid would just look around, pick up stuff, put it back, and then just walk around and be like, you want anything? I got extra money. They're like,
Jackie was when Jackie was younger, he was big into Legos and Hero Factory and Bionicle and stuff. So he went through that phase, But now, if he asks for anything, it's books. 1984, Fahrenheit 451, Animal Farm kind of books, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's where his mindset is.
He reads the big books.
Yeah,
he
reading's
does.
good. And my son, he's really into actually him and his friends and a couple of their parents, they went to a Pew Pew show.
Yeah. Same here.
And he's into that, and he collects just like playing cards, not like Magic the Gathering type cards, but just actual playing cards. He's been into that quite a bit lately. So
I went over to my aunt and uncle's house a few weeks ago. They do a dinner every Friday night, and family's invited. Come over. So I went over there when my mom was in town. It's about an hour drive from where I'm at, but I was over at my brother's house. So we all just hopped in my sister-in-law's car, went over, and she gave me 2 decks of these really nice gold cards. And one of them's just like gold on the top. The other one's gold with some designs on it. I mean, they're really nice cards. And I like playing cards because I do magic tricks when I'm in the hospital.
Oh,
there you
really?
go.
So yeah, just a couple of simple, stupid, goofy things that can mess with people.
Yep, I only know one card trick, and that's it.
And it's like she gave me these, and I'm like, dang. Next time I go into the hospital, I gotta remember to bring a deck of these, so I can wow people.
Well, next time better be a long time away from now.
I'm hoping I'm not.
Yeah,
going
stay
back
out of that joint. Well, just stay in your house and out of the medical hooscow.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I have fun I have fun anywhere, man. I don't care. It's like I don't care what I'm doing. I have fun. Life's short and hard like a bodybuilding midget.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude!
I had to go to my tattoo artist.
I was telling, who was it? I was telling somebody recently. I'm getting that picture from the player's handbook. The wizard on the dice at the beginning of the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Yes.
The wizard. I'm getting that tattooed. I just gotta find the right spot. I'm thinking left shoulder maybe, because that picture is just classic. That's D&D in a nutshell.
One of the best pictures ever. That guy, he's sitting on top of that six-sider and he's smoking the pipe and reading a book or whatever.
Yep.
My D&D picture that I'm getting tattooed is going to be a full back piece, and it's going to be the player's handbook, the one where they're fighting the lizards, and they got the thieves up there prying the eyes out of the.
Oh, the original, yeah, the original.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Shadow, you got that T-shirt that makes me jealous.
Just go on Amazon if you're not opposed to shopping on Amazon. It's like $20, and just type in Dungeons and Dragons T-shirts. You might have to scroll for a bit, but I'm telling you, I live in the high desert in California, and I wear that shirt and other shirts. I've been here 11 years, almost 12 now. I haven't met a single adult Dungeons and Dragons player the whole time I'm here. No gamers. I've got a Games Workshop 2 blocks away from my house. Still no bites.
That's the literal definition of hell to me. No gamers.
In a wasteland.
Although the
Yeah.
high desert is pretty nice. I've been up there.
It is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. I get sunsets and sunrises to die for. But the gaming community, we don't have any used bookstores. We don't have any actual comic book or game stores within an hour, which puts me right back in LA, which that is a living hell. It's a virtual wasteland. And, had I known about YouTube and the gaming community, God only knows where I would be. But, like our good friend Bruce told me, I came into this at the right time for whatever reason. Now is the time to do it. So here I am, meeting guys like you, and hopefully one day we'll all get to game together. Whether I'm a player or a DM, it doesn't really matter anymore, because that's why we're here.
I think that we need to come up with a YouTube con and have YouTube gamers have a con, but it's somewhere centralized.
Yeah.
I think that
Well,
would
it's
be
funny.
pretty-
It's funny you mention that. I'm actually in the works of making the first ShadowCon. I'm trying to find a place in the middle of the United States so that even our friends from either coasts can show up, and our friends from Canada, and hell, even if we've got friends in Mexico, come on in. I've been watching Geeks Biggest Geekest for a while, and talking to them, because they do their Cabin Con. I want to do something a little bit bigger, but I want to wait until, I got things a certain, way so that I can, that I can, actually meet all these great people. How cool would that be to be in the same freaking room as people like Max or Fritz or even Sean or the grouchy old fart? I would.
Mages.
It'd be cool to meet all you guys, all you folks. Yeah, Sean, Max, Mages, Shadow.
We need to
Hungar.
get all of us nerds together.
I don't know about Connell though, man. I don't know about Connell. We might have to get some security. But no, I gotta have my little brother there.
I'd have fun making Connell.
Yeah, we all gotta reach out and help that guy out. He's got a big heart, but he's been through some rough times, and sometimes it gets him down, and that's what that's why we're here.
Yep. One of many reasons, I believe. One of the many.
Well, this community is growing quite nicely, I think.
Yeah.
Particularly the old school players. I mean, you can spit anywhere, any direction, and hit somebody who runs 5th edition or talks 5th edition. But getting the OSR people together is where it's at least for me.
Yeah, the OSR gang. Definitely.
I'm in Connell's 5th edition game, and like I tell everybody, the rules, the edition, all that crap don't mean a damn thing. It's the people. It's the people at the table that matter. All those nuances of rules and edition wars and all that crap, that's just shit out there that just, separates us, and that's the last thing we should be doing.
Well, you can definitely play 5th ed in an OSR way. The problem is the system itself sort of espouses the philosophy that we're fighting against, where, everything's happy, everybody gets to be what they want, and success is guaranteed.
I'm not down with that. I would play a 5th edition game with somebody if they want to run a 5th edition, and I like the person,
Right.
But if I have to choose, I want to play old school.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm not a big fan of these new, serial number filed off editions that are coming out. I just can't get into it. What's the point? Why am I holding on to my old books? Why do I have 40 years of knowledge if the only game to play is one of these new editions? I appreciate what they're trying to do, and I get it when a player's handbook is almost $100, but you know what, there's the high seas, you can get stuff for free, or you can just freaking save up.
Yeah
And the thing is, D&D is a fantasy world, yes, but you're not going. Nobody said, man, when I was in college, I was up in North Dakota, and they're like, nobody knew what D&D was, right? So I finally met somebody at school, and they're like, yeah, I run a D&D game at the house. I was like, dude, I'm down. I'm so down. I mean, tell me about your game. He's like, well, it's more like a fairyland, happy-go-lucky. Nobody ever really dies. And I was like, yeah.
So why are we playing?
The challenge. You got to have a challenge.
Exactly, Mages, exactly.
Why are we playing? If you're not having a challenge, why are you playing?
Yes.
I play D&D for escapism. I play it because I am not a badass dude on my shirt. I'm not this.
Well, I am, but
Are you telling us that you're engaging in false advertising there, Hungar? I mean, what's going on?
I would love to be this. This is what I would love to be. I was born in the wrong time. Like I was telling Shadow, if I was born 100 years ago, I would have been a sailor out on the high seas doing adventure. I'd have been a pirate, whatever. That's why I play D&D. It's like the whole wheelchair thing in D&D. I was stuck in a wheelchair for 9 months. I don't want to be a dude in a wheelchair in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a cripple in D&D. I want to be a badass.
Yep.
I want to have the chance that I'm going to die. And all these new games where everybody's getting a participation trophy. I'm not done with the participation trophy.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys saw my 2-part series on why player characters need to die, but I'd appreciate it if you did check it out, because that is so prevalent right now. Even in old school gamers, they're afraid to do what needs to be done every once in a while. Sometimes you got to die to appreciate the game.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, man.
Everybody
knows that in my game.
Here's a fun little preview. I don't know if you guys are up to date on my Night Below recaps, but we played the most recent session 2 days ago, Saturday.
Yeah.
And they're a group of assassins. They're all evil. And when a massive bounty happened, the 2 assassin characters, they basically tried to make off with the loot with 2 NPCs. And then everybody turned on each other and they all killed each other. And it was the most hysterical thing. People were laughing. The one assassin tried to kill somebody else, and then a bear came out of nowhere and mauled somebody, and it was like a complete bloodbath. And a lot of players these days would be, they'd flip out at that. They like that's taboo. How dare the team implode on itself like that? And that was half the fun. Everybody was howling with laughter.
Well, I mean, you were all evil anyway, so you're going to implode.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're evil. They're going to turn on.
Not inevitably, but it's definitely in the wheelhouse to happen if you're all evil characters.
Yeah.
Look at the Lord of the Rings. Look at the Lord of the Rings. The Fellowship of the Ring. When Boromir died, or even at the end of The Hobbit, those deaths were so poignant, and the story would not have been the same without it. Boromir's redemption arc, if you will, where he gets stapled to that tree. Oh my God, that last part of the Fellowship of the Rings, where it's all quiet except for the music, and you could see the characters, but you can't hear them. I don't know if you've ever gone through that in real life, where you can't hear because something so incredibly horrific is happening, where the whole world is just flying past you and you can't hear a thing. If you've ever been in that, trust me, that's the way it is. When you're so mortified that all you could feel are the tears running down your face because something so god awful has happened. Those moments are sometimes more memorable and more powerful and more important than the greatest of victories. Without those, there's no contrast. Without contrast, you have the current environment that people are playing where it's just a freaking tea party.
Yeah, just a great blob.
I don't care who you are. When you were at The Hobbit, if you did not get emotional when you read that Fili and Keely both died.
Oh, dude, when I was watching the cartoon with Jackie last week, He's watching it for the first time, and I'm like, I can't look at him. It's like, how are you not?
Yeah,
I knew he was.
I actually
oh my God, that whole end of the Hobbit, well, not the end, but that part where Thorin is explaining to Bilbo, if more people were like that, what a world we'd live in. That is the message. That is why you're reading the book to your children, is to let them know that in life, this is what it's all about. It's not about, the winning, etc. It's about being a good person. And if more people were like that and valued, cheer and friendship and a good meal and things like that, instead of, the quest for gold and glory, it'd be heaven on earth.
And as far as the game goes, yeah, it's about making sure people understand coming in that, okay, you are playing a game and failure is on the table, and so many people, modern gamers, are like, no, we're going to win. The DMG says you should fudge the dice to keep the story going. And I'm like, hard no. Hard no.
Wow, it really says that?
I'm paraphrasing, but I do believe I recall in the Fifth Ed where it talks about how the story is important and the DM should fudge dice. I should review so that I'm not talking out of my arse, but I'm pretty sure I recall.
No, it's okay. That's the exact opposite of what is true.
I'm working on a game that I want to do online. I want to do on YouTube. And
I'm running it out.
Well, the thing is, it's an Underdark campaign where everybody's drow.
Oh, well, that works.
And
Still
they're
helps.
all evil, and they're out doing evil shit.
For the glory of Loth.
Yes.
Yeah, and the thing is, most of the characters are going to die because there's all those Underdark creatures that are trying to kill them. Plus, there are the other drow that are trying to kill them.
Makes sense. I mean, when you're evil only for the time being, somebody might be on your side.
Yeah. And when it's no longer beneficial for the other player, for this player to be alive,
you have to make the others need you. That's how you
exactly.
keep yourself alive. If others need you, they'll
must have the antidote to the slow-acting poison.
Yeah. So I've been working on this game for a while. When I get it fleshed out, I am going to try to run it. I am going to start inviting people to give me, their thoughts and comments about it. Anybody wants to play, I'm wanting to run at least 6 people. In my mind, 5 to 6 people are the best size to run a game. That's where I have the most fun. It's not too many people where people don't get to do what they want to do. But also, when I run a game, I am kind of hard where, okay, you're a mage. You know your turn is coming up. Know what you're going to do. Know what the spell effect is before it's your turn.
Oh yeah, you got to know your character stuff. You have to.
Yeah. When it's your turn on the initiative, and it's like, okay, it's your turn, and you sit there like, you're going to get like 10 seconds.
The
If you
timer
don't have it
begins.
figured out, then you're fumbling with your weapon or whatever.
I do that once in a while with some players. And they hum and haw. It's like, all right, the stopwatch begins.
Yeah,
And then-
it's like,
Next.
get it done. Let's get the game rolling.
Yeah, no,
Let's
you
have-
should. It's polite for everyone else. It's just
It
it's
is.
courteous.
I am
You're being
admittedly
discourteous.
lenient with newer players who are still
Well,
figuring out the system,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Newer players, of course.
Well, and I'm
Right.
pretty sure
It's only
everybody
fair.
knows how to. I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to play 3-5.
Yes, I do. I that's actually what it in a roundabout way got me back into getting together on the regular was 3-5. I was actually about the time we were to have our son, and I was video gaming more heavily than tabletopping. And I thought to myself, I says, you know what? I'm going to, and this is before I even knew, the child was a boy or a girl. I says, I'm going to have time for one hobby at best. Why not have it be reading and writing and drawing and painting and sitting around other human beings face to face rather than sitting on a controller like this, staring at a screen and pushing my child out of the way?
Oh, that's a beautiful cat, by the way.
Why not? So I started looking back into it, and I seen they had all those plastic pre-painted minis fairly cheap at the time, and that's actually what sold me more than the rules. I'm like, shit, look at all these cool little minis I don't have to paint and pay an arm and a leg for. I'm in. So I called a couple of the old buddies. I says, you guys want to come back to the table? Let's start doing this regular. They said, yeah, sure. So I sold every dang game and console I had, and I put all that money into D&D, and ain't looked back since.
I've got all the 3-5 books. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'm going to run 3-5.
Yeah. I actually did at one time own probably 99% of the 3-5.
I'm just a broke white boy. My brother gave me all the 3-5 books when he was done with it. I'm like, yep, this is my jam.
We played that heavily for years. Had a good time, great buddies. I don't regret it, but yeah, I gave all my books. Well, sold them pretty much practically gave them away to the fellas that they still get together and enjoy 3-5, 5e, all that stuff. And I gave them all the pre-painted miniatures, the plastic ones. I said, here, you guys have that in your library. You jam. I got other things I want to do and try and play, and I still haven't looked back. Still having a good time.
I'm going to comment on this couple of things. It's like, how long is someone a new player? I've had a guy use that for years. After 6 months of playing the game at least once a week, if they don't know what's going on with the game, they don't know the game. Same with you mages. Yeah, person would like less than 10 sessions. They're a new player. Like I said, I give somebody 6 months. If they don't know the game in 6 months, they're not interested enough in the game.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
only takes
think about it. If it was a video game, how they would react if it was a video game. They would be online every day looking up hints and tips and tricks. And I'm in Bruce's Pathfinder game, and it's not my jam, but I've been in it for 6 months or so, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out there looking up hints and tips and tricks. And I came back last Saturday with some stuff, and he's like, I could tell he's like thinking, you're doing your homework, fucker.
No, you're paying attention, even outside the tape.
Yeah.
On that
it's
note,
not
gentlemen,
my game, it's not the game I would play. I wouldn't even buy the book, but like I said earlier, it's the players. I'm having fun with these guys. They're my boys, and Jen from another planet, so therefore my girl. And I
Janet's
wouldn't
my
be
girl,
doing
bro.
it.
Janet's
Well,
my
you know
girl.
what I mean. She's all yours, man.
All right, later, Sage.
um,
Or
yeah.
Mage, I should say.
Yeah,
John,
sorry guys, I have to duck out. I've already stayed on 10 minutes longer than I should have. So,
Uh-oh.
but we'll catch you all in the ether.
Yeah, we'll all keep in touch,
Absolutely, brother.
God bless.
Thanks for
Have a good
coming
day,
on,
everyone.
man.
But yeah, it's not about the game. It's about the players. And if the right people come and say, "Hey, we want you to play," well, maybe not Thirsty Sword Lesbians, but you get my point.
Yeah.
If they say, "Hey,
Majority
we
of the
want you
games,
to,"
you'll give it a shot.
yep, absolutely. I've played 5e, I played Pathfinder, I've played Conan, and those are all 3 games I'm never gonna own the books for.
I love
I'm just
Conan 2.20. I love Conan.
I might own Conan for the artwork, but I don't like the rules. Okay,
I love
but-
the rules. I like the fact.
but I
that
was in
you can
Crafty's. I was in Crafty Matt Craft's Conan game. It was one of the best games I've ever been in, but I don't like the mechanics. I like the players. I like the DM, the whole bit. I'll work with the rules. I can adapt to a new situation. All that crap is not as important as what's happening at the table. If the DM has to tell me what dice to roll, am I having fun? Am I contributing to the outcome of the story? Cool. Then I'm in the game. Cat agrees with me.
I like the mechanics of Conan 2.20. I like a skill-based game over a class-based game. That's my jam.
I got to take this guy upstairs. I'll be right back.
It's not about the skill base or class base that I don't like about Conan. It's some of the gaming mechanics with the what the hell is that mechanic? I can't even remember. Where the DM's racking up chips to use for things. It's like, no, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want as the DM, as I see fit. I don't need the game to tell me I can or can't do something within certain parameters.
The Doom chips
Pardon?
are great. Those are great. Those chips, because you can use them yourself to do something spectacular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to get a chip, but it's worth it. You've got to use those. That game is. Me and DM James ran an online game with that one session so far. We're working on getting some more going because I just have so much fun playing that game. I really do.
But is it what's more enjoyable, the setting, the players, the camaraderie, the getting together, or is it the rules that keep you coming back?
Well, it's just me and DM James. The setting, the rules, I like the rules. I like the fact that I can do spectacular things because Conan could do spectacular things, but then he'd mess up. I mean, something bad would happen always. They steal the eye of the serpent. They get taken in by the king. They go to save their
But couldn't you do some of that stuff in AD&D or third edition?
I like the setting and I like the rule system. You could do that in AD&D, but the rule system works really well for the setting, in my opinion. I just have a lot of fun playing that game. I mean, come on, I'm a Conan fan.
Oh, me too, buddy. Me too. But then again, you also got something that I used to have. My little brother, he's spending the rest of his life behind bars. And when we were younger, we played together, and it was some of the only good memories I have of him. But so getting to play with your bro, that's got to be something I can't even imagine anymore. When it comes to one of the pros about playing a particular game, getting to play with someone like that, is got to be worth its weight in gold.
Well, and it's like my YouTube persona is based off of Conan. Instead of Conan the Barbarian, I was in the hospital. They had me on MPO, so I wasn't allowed to eat or drink anything. And I was talking to my brother about Conan, and I was like, man, if I was a barbarian, I'd be Hungar the Starvarian. Like,
I do like that name. That is cool.
That is the greatest name ever. I was like, that's my new YouTube name. That was even before I ever thought about making my own channel. And it's like when I go to get Starbucks, my coffee.
Hungar, baby, Hungar.
That's freaking classic. Yeah, I can't even imagine what that must have been like. I've been shadowed since I was before I was Jack's age, and it's stuck.
I used to be Crunt Thug Nuts. That was my name, and I was like, Hungar is a lot better. Although sometimes I tell them at Starbucks when they ask for my name, I'm like, Crunt Thug Nuts. Like, but I'm getting ready to wrap this up. It's been an hour and 26 minutes. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes each to talk about your channels, what you got going on, because I enjoy both of your channels, and I would like you guys to bust 1,000 each. Then let's get this going on, man.
I appreciate that. Go ahead, Shadow.
Just father and son channel doing what good gamers should do, trying to get more players to the table, doing crafts and painting and game reviews and just generally just goofing off, having a good time while I can, with the boy before he has to go off and do the things boys do to become men, and enjoying every second of it, and enjoying every second with great guys like you. This has been an epic journey for me, and I'm grateful every morning I wake up and get to do exactly this.
Cool. Yeah, it is a good channel, folks. Whoever joins in later and watches this again, or if you're watching now, hit up Shadow and Son. It's good stuff. It really is. That cat got me scratched.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Squirrel.
Yeah, but I just cover some games, different games, do some painting, some miniature, stuff, some terrain making. Like I made some trees the other day. They're really neat and easy to make. That's a cotton ball, believe it or not, and a penny and a little stick. But yeah, just sharing my enjoyment of the hobby, of tabletop gaming, and I like more of the older school stuff, but even the new school, it's fun. If it's your jam, roll them dice, enjoy the clickety clack math rocks and the fellowship.
And of course, you guys know who I am. I am Hungar, the Starvarian. Wah. Like I said before, check out my merch. All proceeds from these t-shirts are going to go to the Wounded Warrior Project. I do not want any money off of it. I'm not trying to make any money off of them. I just think they're funny.
Nope. Wounded Warrior is a great project too.
Amen, brother.
Awesome.
I tell you what, Gary Conton, they support that too. They have a big auction there every year. It's a good thing.
I just want to see a lot of people wearing shirts with the picture of my face on them.
I know.
That's just awesome. Check out Shadow and Son. He does a lot of great content. His arts and crafts while we play the game, his Saturday Night Live, which I am a perpetual guest on that. So you guys go look.
Permanent piece of table, brother.
Check out Squirrel Hermit, his terrain and his maps, and talking about the older games. If you're interested in any of those, check out the Squirrel Man. They're both great guys. Mage's Musings, who was on with us for a little bit, he has a great show. I love all of the content. You guys who are on my channel or watching that have a channel, I'm subscribed to you. Everybody, I'm going to use the C word, community on YouTube of a bunch of geeks playing games is one of the better communities that I've ever seen. It's a lot of fun. You can learn a lot of great things, and
it's a great gang of guys and gals.
Look for my show. I'm going to be doing a live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with the Shadow around noon Eastern Standard Time, because Pacific Time drives me nuts. I wonder, Shadow put a video out at like 1 o'clock at night with the sun. I'm like, what the hell is Jack gonna? Oh, it's only 10 in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody have a great day. Bless you. Have a great holiday season. All things are possible with the Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen, brother.
All right. You take care.
You guys have a great night.